There is no better proof of a great car than a prolonged production cycle, and that's exactly the kind of recognition Stelvio gets. With a couple of interesting updates, the Italian compact crossover is ready to take on much younger competition with obvious advantages when it comes to driving experience and aesthetics. The 2024 Alfa Romeo Stelvio proves again that it is pure Italian SUV excellence. Stay with us because we're about to share many details about this super charismatic crossover. Of course, the best way to start is to check the changes and novelties. After all, this compact SUV has been around for a while. More precisely, it's been around since 2016, so many believed it was due for a redesign. But the Stelvio has so much more to show, so the 2024 model year brings minor updates only. The most notable, of course, is the new front face, highlighted by the new headlights equipped with LED matrix technology. The new inner design with the so-called 3+3 layout is something pretty similar to what we can see in Tonale, something that aligns with the brand's latest design philosophy, while you can also notice minimal tweaks on the logo and some repositioning of the bottom 8 ducts. The rear end also gets some updates, mainly in terms of the taillights design, which gets new LED elements as well. And while we speak about exterior novelties, let's mention what happened on the inside, even though we'll pay more attention to that in a few minutes. Until then, let's just say that the 2024 Alfa Romeo Stelvio has received a new digital instrument cluster, bigger and with new modes. But first, a few words about exterior and chassis design. The Italian car maker went through many things over the last few decades. Of course, it never looked dull. It always had models that looked amazing, but sometimes they didn't have much more than that to offer. Moreover, there were even models like the super gorgeous 159, which was by far the best looking model in the class with its timeless design. But it was a huge letdown in terms of driving experience, which didn't surprise me considering it was based on GM's platform. That car was too heavy and with too little character. Fortunately, these dark days are behind Alfa Romeo, and today we can once again talk about its excellence. The Stelvio looks amazing and definitely is one of the best looking models in the class. But more importantly, it has substance. 8 years ago, the Italian car maker finally developed a chassis worthy of the Alfa Romeo badge. Soon after, the Stelvio came to impress us with its athletic handling. The chassis, the damping, all this ensured a perfect setup, a setup for the position of the most engaging small SUV to drive, with precise steering and excellent chassis. But at the same time, the ride was smooth and comfortable, perfect for an everyday ride. Alfa Romeo engineers did a fantastic job. And while more and more rivals are starting to offer all-wheel drive as part of standard equipment, the Italian car maker preserves its rear-wheel drive layout in the base version, ensuring the ultimate driving experience. Of course, versions with power delivery on all wheels are available as an upgrade. Finally, the most substantial update for this model year, at least when it comes to mechanics. Starting this year, the high-performance Quadrifoglio isn't the only one available with adjustable suspension. Models with the Turbo 4 are now also available with this premium feature that takes driving experience to the next level. So far, things have been nothing but impressive, but you know that a typical Alfa Romeo can't be flawless. The Stelvio does come with some compromises, and most of them refer to the interior design. Experts claim it doesn't feature the same level build quality as German rivals. We may agree with that, but on the other hand, 8 years after its launch, the dashboard still looks attractive, especially with the most recent update we talked about earlier in this video. As mentioned, there's a new 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster with 3 modes: Evolved, Relax, and Heritage. But the list of novelties doesn't end there, because the Italian car maker also brings a couple of fancier color schemes and materials to the table. Gorgeous look, carbon trim, wood inlays. There's really nothing to complain about when it comes to aesthetics. Where critics begin is comfort and practicality. More precisely, it's about the interior space. In the case of passengers, the lack of legroom in the back seats is obvious, though things are pretty impressive at the front, where Stelvio isn't any different than German rivals. Moreover, it even has better seats than most of them. As for practicality, there are some small storage areas around the cabin, but that doesn't compensate for the small cargo area behind the second row. All you get is 18.5 cubic feet with all seats up, which is easily one of the lowest ratings in the class. With Alfa Romeo, it's always about ups and downs, and after a few negative criticisms about the interior space, it's time for the praise again, as we are now focusing on the powertrain. While European market versions are also available with diesel and less potent gasoline variants, the North American models keep things simple. The offer starts with a familiar 2.0-liter Turbo 4, which puts out 280 horsepower and 309 pound-feet of torque. Of course, this longitudinally mounted engine comes complete with an excellent 8-speed ZF transmission and, as mentioned, there's a choice between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive layout. In both cases, performances are great, including 0 to 60, which takes a little bit over 5 seconds. The engine itself feels very lively. Of course, there is plenty of low-end torque thanks to a turbocharged engine, but despite the forced induction, this engine likes to rev relatively high and definitely has the character most turbocharged engines don't. Then there's the Quadrifoglio, the masterpiece of Italian engineering. We're talking about Ferrari's 2.9-liter turbocharged V6 placed under the hood of this gorgeous SUV with a max output of 505 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque, enough to hit 60 in just 3.3 seconds. But the Stelvio Quadrifoglio is more than just the engine. It is a genuine high-performance SUV with an impressive chassis and suspension setup. As a part of standard equipment, you get adaptive dampers to select the firmness of the ride, but no matter the setting, this SUV corners with such precision, while the perfectly weighted steering ensures excellent feedback. This leads us to another novelty for this year, the Stelvio Quadrifoglio 100th Anniversario, as Alfa's performance division celebrates its 100th birthday. If you opt for this special edition, you may count on all kinds of upgrades, starting from unique badges, gold brake calipers, carbon fiber grille, and mirror caps. On the inside, this particular version also brings a few upgrades, such as gold stitching and additional carbon fiber accents. The only bad news is that the Quadrifoglio will be exiting the North American market soon, probably by the end of the year, so make sure to order your example on time. The 2024 Alfa Romeo Stelvio also brings changes in terms of the trim level organization, so the offer is a little bit different compared to last year. Musso and Estrema are gone, but the offer still starts with the Sprint version. That model starts at around $47,500 and includes standard equipment like 18-inch wheels, LED headlights, headlight washers, heated windshield washer nozzles, remote engine start, keyless entry, leather upholstery, dual-zone climate control, heated seats and steering wheels, power adjustable seats, and so much more. We already talked about the new digital instrument cluster, but there's also an 8.8-inch infotainment screen, along with smartphone integration, wireless charging, and many other tech goodies. So it's pretty legal to say that even the most basic variants come fully loaded. Then there's the famous TI trim with a starting price of around $52,600. With this one, you get a couple of notable visual upgrades, such as 19-inch wheels, aluminum interior trim, stitched leather door trim, gray body kit, gloss black window surround, etc. However, you also get standard all-wheel drive. As mentioned, even the most basic versions come fully loaded when it comes to comfort and convenience features, so upgrades are mostly in terms of aesthetics and mechanics. Veloce trim is no different, with its unique 20-inch wheels, red brake calipers, dark appearance kit, aluminum paddle shifter, and upgraded seats with adjustable support. This one would cost you around $54,500. Lusso and Estrema are gone, but new for 2024 is the Competizione trim, which brings further upgrades, those that have been exclusive to Quadrifoglio in the previous years, such as mechanical limited-slip rear differential and adaptive suspension. Also worth mentioning are upgrades like leather sports seats with memory setting, 14-speaker Harman Kardon premium sound system, leather dashboard and door panel, 21-inch black wheels, and the starting price that's slightly under $60,000. We already talked about Quadrifoglio's mechanical upgrades, but this high-performance version also comes with goodies like 20-inch dark wheels, an aluminum hood, exclusive front and rear fascias, a dual exhaust system, unique seats, and many more. All this costs around $95,000, while the new 100th Anniversario would cost you a few thousand extra. What do you think of the 2024 Alfa Romeo Stelvio and its updates? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.